El Capitan, what's going on YouTube? And all you watch collectors, all you crazy watch people out there, man, what's going down today, man? Glad you guys are here. You guys, I think you guys already saw the thumbnail. I typed unbox, even though this, what I'm about to unbox, is a new piece to the collection, as it's been coined here on YouTube and other social media outlets. But this one is a different variation than the one that I actually had. And yeah, I'm actually excited about this one for a number of reasons. And we're gonna have some conversation, man. So this isn't just an unboxing, this is really a conversation with people that actually enjoy watches in the community and history. All right, so before we get started, wrist check. And I still got it on. I've been wearing this since I've had it. This thing, I don't think it stopped running since I've had it, right? It's going on. I can't even tell you, was it been 3 weeks since I've had this watch? Not sure. Let's see the new Jake piece. Get out of here, bro. And this is, yeah, I'm glad you said Jake's name. Know your role and shut your mouth. If I shut my mouth, this is going to be a very boring live. So Jabroni, you get the knife hand, all right? Don't come for me, sir. Don't come for me, A-Train. That's right, man. I hit you with that. 4 letters, 1 word. Yeah, you already know what it is, bruh. Since we hitting the WWE quotes. It doesn't matter what you hey, all right, y'all, man. If you do here, man, I go by the name of Trapvision 3D, and this is just a channel where all of these crazy watch people get to come in and hang out, and talk, have fun, learn something, leave information for other people to learn from. Different nuances, the whole nine, man. We just touch a little bit of everything. You said, man, bro, yo, that blue label. Okay, so the other thing too, I want to actually pin something. We do wrist checks here as well, and at times during the live, I know you guys can't see it on this platform, but people will send wrist checks during the live, and I'll get to see it pop up briefly on my screen. But I got some wrist checks this morning through text message or Instagram, and my man Vic is sporting a very special piece that I consider a special piece, and it just reminded me what Invicta used to be and what they are today. 2 different things, complete night and day. Yo, I see some dope people in the chat, and I'm not talking Leo, everybody know who you are. Jay Jones, people know who you are. House of X is in the building. But hold up, I gotta highlight somebody special that's in here. And they said good morning to me. Everyday life with Ron and Rose in the building. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. I got a chance to cruise with them, which was an amazing experience. I loved it. Even though, man, it wasn't long enough, man, we need to run that back. We need to run that back, man. I want to do a 7-day cruise, man. That was, yeah, fun in the sun. I want to do it on a different ship though. Let's run it back on a different ship. Let's run it back on the celebration of the Mardi Gras. If you've never been on a cruise, and I know some people was like, hey, they saw that documentary, the Poop Cruise. Yeah, it's unfortunate that happened, but you know, I still think cruises are like the best. JC Watches in the building. Thank you for the good morning. I do appreciate that. Okay, so if your second surgery goes well, you and Janet be on the second cruise. I hope, man. Prayers for Vic, man. Even if you don't get to go on a cruise, bro, like your health is most important. Life is life, bro. Life is life. Okay, all right. So today, man, I want to get into this unboxing, man, because I imagine that we'll be here for probably like 20, 25 minutes, somewhere around there. And we have to be here for that because I get to see somebody very special here shortly. And this little half pint size creature. Actually, y'all know this little small pint size creature as Ladybug, aka Monster, my little monster. Right? So yeah, I get to be on grandpa duties today. So I get to see her here in about 30 minutes. So we're gonna get into the unboxing because I wanna be fair to what the thumbnail says. So I'm bringing this a little closer because the box is behind the camera. And big shout out and thanks to Jake. You guys will have seen, I think you guys have seen the paid promotions thing that should be showcased. Paid promotions. And I purchased this watch from Trifecta, right? Reduced cost. And I appreciate Jake for his ongoing support of this channel, his ongoing support of watch enthusiasts and his community. And outside of just being an AD, Jake does things outside of this. He's a family man. You know what I'm saying? This guy's he's legit and he's an enthusiast. The team, Nick and Mark, I appreciate them too, man, because they add to the whole Trifecta team. Like, man, you guys have to be there to know what I'm talking about because it's more than just a watch experience. Man, this is an experience. It's a whole vibe. So, Alpha, what's going on? Welcome in. Anybody that's new here, thank you guys. He said, Vic, here we go with another unboxing. Okay, so, all right, so let me get the camera flipped around. This is the rest of the place, Brick City. Well, you see the bricks up here. Okay, as I make my adjustments, mission control. All right, and there's the box right there, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, the box right there. And let's get the actual SRP Lima Niner 1. And y'all see, this is a number limited timepiece. All right. Okay, where's the point of entry? We're gonna slide that out, slide that sleeve off. And we have the Seiko 5. Kevin Cook. Hannibal, you in Trifecta right now? Hey, tell Jake I say what's happening, you know what I'm saying? That's dope. All right, so the Seiko 5. Houston, we have an unboxing. Let's go.
Just making sure this is
Now, this is very special unboxing, y'all, because this comes with information about this very watch. So, if you were lucky enough to get this watch, this comes in the package. Like, let's see what's in there. Oh, 3-year limited warranty card. That is super dope. Okay, that's super dope. Has all the information and all the calibers and all that good stuff. Yeah. Now I know, Jake. I need to holler at you, Jake. I'm gonna holler at you, bro. Okay, so I think this is a nice touch, a little wax paper. Yes, I think it's a nice touch. Presentation is amazing. All right, Houston, we have liftoff. Focus, man. The Gene Kranz. Now, let's just say this, because we're going to go through some stuff, right? The colorway, there's 2 colorways. This is the silver. It's almost like opaline. And then you have the black variation. I have my hands on the black variation. I think I showed it before. If not, I will upload that video. I do have some because I was at Kokomo. Kokomo had this. When Jake had these, I posted it on my community tab, and I was letting people know, hey, you guys have an opportunity of getting this watch. Now, Eugene Francis Kranz. Yes, man, yes. There are so many people that have viewed this watch. And I want to cover something that hasn't been said about this piece, right? The most important thing to this watch, it's like extremely important to me. And some of you guys at home, some of you guys across the pond are going to feel what I'm saying. Oh, you see the loom already kicking in? Y'all see that? Seiko's always been good. That Seiko 5, for those that don't know, that's the original from the 60s. That Seiko 5 shield right there, you got a R36 movement. So you got so much information on there. Frame, date window, Rolex crystal, 38.2 millimeter timepiece, right? It's like 12.5 millimeters tall. Uh-oh, it didn't focus. All right, there we go. Focus. Hold on, let me keep my hand behind it. And then, of course, you got stickers galore. Let me see, what number do I have? So it's 9,999 pieces. 1610. Even number, 1610. Daily 4 numbers. Somebody go win a lottery. Play that 1610. Yeah. And when you hit, thank your boy. If you hit big, go ahead and just buy me a watch. You ain't got to do nothing else. 10 bar. Y'all see that stainless steel? Limited edition. It's an amazing watch, bro. It's an amazing watch. It's like the lug is like 20 millimeters, so you can take that off and do whatever you want to with it. Bi-directional. It's pretty dope. All right, friction. Now, y'all see that fly come across? Flies be so disrespectful. I think flies know what they doing. It's pissing me off.
Soap and water.
Man, that's no fun. Come on, man. Take it in, man. Take it in. Very nice. Hannibal. Trifecta pushing it all on me. Hey, man. Look. I know what you there for. I know what you there for. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Look. Anybody that's been watching me for a long time know that I absolutely hate that potato chip style class. But guess what? I like this one. And you know why I like this one? Because they kept it original. This is a reissue. And you know the beautiful thing too, drill lugs. So like this has so many features. I did ask ChatGPT and AI, Google AI, what is it about Seiko that people love the most, right? And it says this, and I quote, Seiko 5s are very popular because they offer compelling combo of affordability, reliability, and range of features. And it's comparable to so many other watches at, like, of course, a low cost. And this one, you know, as I'm talking to you guys, this thing has a lot of weight to it for a 38 millimeter. And, you know, I'm going to be one. This may be very unpopular to say, I don't care about the specs. I mean, absolutely not. I'm gonna tell you what I saw when I first saw this watch and knowing who Gene Kranz is, right? Because I remember Jake hit me up, he said, hey, I got the Gene Kranz. I said, oh, that's dope. Now, when you jump into the Gene Kranz story, this is my takeaway from this unboxing and this watch. Not so much the unboxing, but this watch. I know you got a lot of enthusiasts. You have a lot of people that love watches, right? You got people that just buy watches because they're hungry for that next dopamine hit, as we mentioned yesterday. But think about the person that wore this watch, and not this one. I think he wore the black dial, but this still a viable rendition. And I remember my mother had a Citizen similar to this with this type of dial from the 70s. I remember that. And my dad my dad wore Timex and Seiko, and he had a watch similar to this one. Not the blue. He did have a Seiko 5. I don't even know what a watch is at this point, but my dad had a watch similar to this, man. So this one really just hit me with that, like coming up in the 80s, watching this, looking at this, and now being the age that I am now, I'm like, 3.5 decades later, I'm like, man, this thing is very nostalgic, right? And back then, as Gene was wearing this watch, it wasn't like he was doing his job. Now, his story is very interesting, and I didn't tag it. I'll actually, once this live is over with, I'm going to tag a story that Gene Kranz does. I think he was featured on the Smithsonian, and then I think it's a veteran channel that I was looking at because, you know, he was Air Force. He wanted to be a naval pilot. He wanted to fly straight off the deck, man. Man, when I tell you, I dug into the story, and that's one thing I do appreciate about watches, because I did the same thing with Nomadic. I learned a lot about the Titanic from Nomadic, which was pretty dope. Hold on, let me look at it too. That's a very nice watch. That Seiko was pretty dope. Thanks, Kev. Trap doing it again. High stepping to the end zone. What are you talking about, Jerry? You got your own store. Yeah, shame them. Jerry, Seiko is a lot of affordable watches that are tried and true. Littlesworth, and this one is tried and true. I'm gonna tell you the one thing that is missing. You know, I watched several reviews on this watch, and there was one that was, man, I just think this person missed the mark, because this person was talking about the watch is cool. It got too much written on the front. I mean, too much font at the 6 o'clock. It has hardlex crystal, you know what I'm saying? They went through the specs, right? And that was a lot of channels went through the specs of this watch. And that's important. That's important. I'm not taking anything away from that. But do we know this watch, not this particular one, but this represents so much. The man that actually wore this watch is one of the most important figures in history, period, right? Space race. And that came with a host of accomplishments, struggles, and failures. Man, like, if you listen to a story, it's one thing for Eugene to actually tell what's going on, you know what I'm saying? And let me see, what he was born. When was he born? Crap. 30s? 33, I think he was born, 33. He got a birthday coming up. But anyway, you know, at the age of 7, that man lost his father. His dad served in World War I. His dad was a medic, but his dad is a German refugee, right? Like, so if you dig into the history, this is where he comes from, right? And then his mother, which I guess they were at the time struggling financially, right? World War II pops off, and they're from Ohio, not too far from where I am, right? I don't know, a couple hours. But the military, of course, was paying his mom to allow them to have soldiers housed while they transitioned off to the war. So they gave him the opportunity of having all these older guys in the house, these soldiers, because his dad's gone. You know what I'm saying? 7-year-old kid, that's not talked about. But he just had this thought of space exploration, just like any kid. How many of y'all imagine being something? You know what I'm saying? Like a space cadet or a superhero or something like that. Come on, man. That's the one thing that this isn't talked about. The imagination. Boy, that flies piss me off. The imagination of the man that wore this watch, man. And the life that he lived. Now, I wrote down a couple of facts for you. Check this out. He talked about Neil Armstrong, right? He considered Neil Armstrong to be one of the best pilots that he ever came across, right? He said he was good with performing under pressure. He was good at identifying problems on the fly, right? And this man was a part of mission control. He's part of the Gemini missions. And I got a couple other fun facts for you. He received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest award that you can get. He also received the NASA Distinguished Service Medal. That's the highest you can get from NASA, right? So he's been awarded for leadership. Imagine this, the math that goes into propelling this space rocket, this vehicle. And that takes me back to like the 80s, watching G.I. Joe, when they had that big spacecraft. Though, if you know, you know. Like, I remember seeing a toy friend of mine actually had this huge spacecraft rocket base that was actually, I think it was in 87-ish, 88 when that came out. And space exploration was everything. So imagination is going crazy. And Gene Kranz experienced all that. He's mission control, and he did all of the odd space projects, odd numbers for Apollo. So Apollo 1. Now, you know what I didn't know? Now, how many people have heard of Grissom Air Force Base? Oh man, my man Tony Woe was in here. What's going on? He said I wanted to be a rapper. Ain't that something, man? Like, and you went from being a rapper to a life coach, to a fitness coach, to a author, to a father. Happy grand anniversary. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, you could be whatever you want it to be, right? So I like, you know, this crazy thing is, when I was a kid, I said I wanted to be a stunt car driver, right? And a real life action hero. And watching G.I. Joe, I wanted to be a G.I. Joe. And guess what happened? I joined the Army. And I got to live out my dream, really. I got to live out a lot of stuff, man. And it came with its struggles, man. And that's what was missing about this watch. This watch is, without the story behind it, is just a watch. You can argue the fact, I would say that about any watch that's on the market right now. But some watches have, like, this crazy story behind it, and which we're going to talk about this in another episode. I'm going to be joined by some other guys. We just have to get our schedules together to where we can actually knock this out the park. But think about the stories that these watches hold. The man imagined, and I think in high school, Gene Kranz literally wrote a story, I think he wrote a story about space exploration, getting a rocket up to the moon, but he just didn't know how to get him back down. And I believe he got some type of award for that, or he was acknowledged for that, man. But I would highly recommend that you, if you don't know anything about the Apollo missions, the Gemini, the space program, the space race, I would highly recommend that you look at Gene Kranz's story and start imagining again. That's the one thing that, as people, it seems like now we're so controversial and there's so many things that you're missing. Where's the imagination at? Where's the people wanting to explore and do better things, man? Because I would have never thought I'd be doing this right now. And guess what? I wouldn't trade this for nothing, because I get to talk to people. I get to look at, man, you know how many watches I look at all the time? And man, I'm trying to stay on topic too, because I'm limited in my time today, man. This right here is just, this watch is more than just a watch, bro. Like, the man that wore this watch, bro, just was, he's legendary, right? He's awarded, and he's a veteran. And y'all know, when it comes to veterans, man, hey, man, I got, like, that's a soft spot for me. That's a soft spot for me. And I can literally celebrate Gene Kranz's life. I don't have to know him. And then what's funny is Robert Wood from the Watch Hangout he knew him. He talked to him, knew his dad, right? And he got actual stories. I don't think he got the watch, but I much rather, like, the watch is cool. But dude, to know that person, actually talk to this, I'm like, man, do you understand? Now, Apollo 1. So Gemini was a mission that got him started, got him in a position, right? So I'm gonna actually cover this in detail once I do an actual review of this watch. But just know this: the stage leading up to Apollo 1 led to some other stuff, and there are several astronauts that actually came from Indiana, which I'm in Indiana. You gotta understand that there's something special about that. I'm talking about space exploration and the fact that, like, the bravery, man, because I couldn't imagine you're going into an unknown area. And it's like, this is different from getting on a train or jumping in your car and traveling from A to B. You're literally leaving the planet. So there's a lot of math that goes along, because, like, I don't even know how much math it's crazy. It is so crazy just thinking about the orbit, you leaving, the axis, the spin, the temperature, the speed, everything that goes into flight, space flight. Like, that's crazy, the amount of fuel that they have, like, all this stuff, man. So part of Apollo 1, right? Apollo 1 was groundbreaking because this is where soldiers lost their life. Yep. So, you guys ever heard of Gus Grissom? Colonel Gus Grissom. He was one of the first 7 to actually go prepare for flight, and he lost his life during Apollo Mission 1. Fire. It was like you look it up. The Apollo Mission 1 thing blows up. He's one of the crew that died, and Gene Kranz get a phone call. Now he'll tell, like, you have to look at the Smithsonian story, and then the veteran. I think it's in the veteran. I'll tag it in this after it's done. But literally, he made his preps. He did all this stuff. He checked everything, all the boxes before this mission, the day before, 8 hours before he goes home, right? So he was supposed to be taking his wife out, right, to dinner or something like that, and he gets a call. Tragedy strikes. He rushes back to Mission Control, sneaks in because they had everything blocked off, and then seen the devastation of this explosion, right? And Gus was one of the people that died. Hence, Grissom Air Base is here in Indiana, and it used to be called Bunker Hill, and they changed it. They changed the name to Grissom Air Force Base, which, dude, like, and I wouldn't have known any of that. I know I've been on Grissom Air Force Base, but again, this watch sparked like that historical search. Dude, I wouldn't have never known that without that. You know what I'm saying? Unless I probably would have dug into it at some point, but it's crazy. Let me get this in chat. Thank you for your service, Littlesworth. Army Combat Engineer over here. That's right. Who? Robert Wood from Watch Hangout is the man. Man, that Robert Wood, I got so much respect for him. Woody's in the building. Tasha in the building. What's going on? What was your MOS? I was Camo. I was a 25 Lima, which was 31 Lima when I first got in. And then I switched over to a logistics sergeant. Dropping in-stream knowledge. Good unboxing. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. So for me, you know, I want to say this, man. There was he was Navy. Pete Conrad. Pete Conrad served on the Gemini mission, right? That was directed by Gene Kranz. And Pete Conrad, everybody knows about the Boulevard Lunar Pilot, right? Because we're talking watches that actually seen space. And of course the Speedy. The Speedmaster is the most prestigious watch that you're going to hear about going into space. But here's a watch that I actually own that was worn by Pete Conrad. I've shown this watch before, but this watch right here, the Airman, which was actually designed in 1953 by he was an Air Force captain from Britain, I believe. I want to say he was from Britain. And he said, hey, he came over he was like, I need a 24-hour dial. And I know at the time, when this watch became so popular to where this is the story, the helicopter pilots, our U.S. helicopter pilots was like, okay, they're switching out their field watches for this piece. They said, we want that. It got a 24-hour dial on it. We want that watch. So they were trading in their Hamilton khaki fields for this watch because the khaki field was an issue watch. And then some years after that, you got the combat sub, which I don't have a combat sub here, but this one right here was flown into outer space. This rendition, this white rendition right here was flown into outer space by Pete Conrad. And he was another soldier that worked underneath. Now, he worked the Apollo 12, but the Gemini missions, this is when he would work with Gene Kranz. I don't know. I have to dig it further to see their interaction, but you got to think about this too with Gene Kranz. Oh, my gosh. Apollo 13. Look that up if you don't know anything about it. Look, I'm gonna say this: watching a movie is one thing, but reading the transcripts is another thing. Do you know we think about the vehicle up there and this explosion on this spacecraft? Mission Control got to get them boys back down, and I'm talking about if you read the transcript. Oh my gosh, the amount of scrambling that they had to do, and they had it to a perfection, and then Mr. Neal, being a pilot he is, man, it's it is such an interesting and heroic story. It just makes you proud to be. And this is not to say anything about any other country, because if you look at what Gene Kranz said, he wanted to beat the Russians into space. But for American culture, this is one thing that I would say, not to be political, but this is the one thing that I would say that pisses me off about us as Americans, is why we not so connected. Why can't we look past some of our differences, man? Do you understand what it takes, the scientific, the prowess, all of the engineering, the minds behind what we've accomplished, man? And this is Apollo 13 was one of the greatest things that could ever happen. Tragedy happens, and then you got these men on the ground that's fighting hard, that's doing all these calculations, that's doing all these procedures, backup procedures, because you have human error and a computer that was created by humans to come up with the more perfected things, early AI, and they're working against and with each other at the same time, and they successfully got these men back down on the ground. Bro, like, that's something to celebrate. And I know that that's so past, far removed from where we are right now, but that just showed that it's like, and if you dare to look at the historical value, or if you go and research, Gene literally says that was the one thing that he was proud of, is having such a diverse group and all of us coming together for one common cause. And I'm like, man, I said this many times before. It all started with a watch, man. I wouldn't know none of y'all. I wouldn't have met y'all. I wouldn't even have this channel. One, Tony Woe talked me into this, so I blame him. But this right here is an icebreaker. This isn't just an unboxing of another watch that you could talk and throw back in your little watch box and stuff like that. This represents imagination. This represents creativity. This represents history, accomplishments. This represents death as well. You know what I'm saying? Because men died. Like, this man that wore this watch witnessed people die. He had to grow up without his dad. His very first mission was a failure. He was supposed to launch a ship into space. He actually launched I see you laughing. He actually launched the emergency spacecraft instead. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he still became mission control. He still became the legendary force that he is today, man. So I know that 3 weeks ago, when this came out, or the reissue came out, everybody flooded YouTube, everybody flooded Instagram, TikTok to say this watch is this and it has these specs, and some people say it's overpriced. Get the price out your head for a second, if you will. Just let's not even think about price, because don't even get me started. Some people on this planet will pay a godly amount of money for something that ain't worth a hill of beans, as my grandmother would say. But it gives you the stats. It gives you the right to say, I'm fresher than you, dear sir. Peasants, get away. Yeah, and I don't want to hear nothing about overpriced. Because the amount of stuff, I mean, people, look, I'm going to tell you like this. When it comes to watch collecting, it's been said over the past week, because the tariffs are looming, and Monday's supposed to be like the dark day that, you know, you're either gonna buy or you're not. I know people are mad rushing to buy watches right now because the fear of missing out. But take a breath, sit your butt down, and relax. I'm just saying this. If nothing else, this doesn't just represent the one of the first Seiko 5s out there. It doesn't just bring back that nostalgia, man. It lets you know that there has been some human beings on this planet that did some legendary stuff that we can still do today. If we can get past our selfishness, if we can get past our bigotry, if we can get past just the dumb stuff that we say to each other and do to each other, we can start acknowledging the creativity, man. Like, you got, let me see, House of X in the building. How many people know that Leo is writing a comic book, right? How many people know that they are like humanitarians, right? They got this book bag thing. How many people know, outside me, I'm just telling you, Tony Woe is writing a book. He's helping people get back in working health. He's helped me. I've lost about 40 pounds, man, since, you know what I'm saying, man. He's been helping me. Not just like with the weight loss, but mentally. You know what I'm saying? So there's some people, oh, did I miss Don Juan? Yo, what's going on, brother? What's happening? Trap, if we can get past our stupidity, man. hundreds of thousands of a car that will depreciate when you pull out. Bro, you pull off the, man, you get that brand new 2026 Camaro. You're like, yeah, man, I'm about to pull out this thing, you know what I'm saying? You just bought, how much is that thing? How much is a Camaro? Let's just say you paid 50 grand for this Camaro. You pull it out, man. Skirt, skirt, right? Soon, I'm talking about soon as you cross that little threshold of the parking lot, $4,500 gone out the window. $4,500 gone. Dang, the next year another $4,500. Right? You done had the car for 2 years. You like, hey, well, you know, I paid 50 grand. They be like, hey man, we'll give you 27,000 for that. 27,000? I only had it for 18 months. Nah, bro, that's it, baby. But it's just, all I'm saying is, let's get back into imagination, creativity. That's why, and I got this watch right here, the Noctua. I didn't have it with me yesterday, but the Noctua piece, I throw that up there, man, because yes, this watch looks like something else. We know that. However, some people don't know that. Some people think this is an original creation. And I'm telling you, majority of the people I talk to is like, yo, that's nice. I've never seen that. When I hear that term, I've never seen this before. Who is this watch for? You. Anybody that pick it up? Noctua watches, you know what I'm saying? Noctua. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, action hero. Anybody, somebody can wear this watch and go do something legendary, right? And that watch becomes one of the greatest watches ever known to man. That watch could be used in a movie prop. I mean, glycine. Somebody could do something popular in this watch, and that thing is pushed to the top. I'm waiting to see somebody to actually throw this watch on and solve world hunger. You know what I'm saying? Or at least, I don't know. I don't know. They may make the fastest Camaro on the planet, and they wore the Seiko 5. Or they, I don't know. They did, like, made a music video, man, that they spent $1,200 on it, generated like $1.2 million off of it in 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's crazy. Like, a watch can go from just being a watch to like, man, this is the greatest watch ever, man. But you're putting too much praise on the watch. Too much praise on the watch. Not enough on the people. Because remember, I've been saying this for years now, man. This is an inanimate object. It's automatic, and it's running right now because I've been moving it. But this watch don't mean nothing until you pick it up, throw it on your wrist, and go out and live life, man. What are you going to create today? What are we doing today, man? What are we doing, family? Come on. I'm well over my time. Well over my time. Well, I'm about to go see one of my favorite people in the world on this planet right now. And I can tell you this may not solve world hunger, but I was wearing this watch when I get to see my little grandbaby today. So that's all that matters to me. That's my contribution for today. And plus, I just did this live, man, with y'all. Blessings to you, gentlemen. Wild Thizzle in the building, man, with a watch collection that won't quit. So, now, getting back to the watch. I understand I kind of went on the rant a lot of it. Recessed crown on this watch, cushion style case. I wore the black one. Very comfortable watch. I like it. I really do. I think this is a great piece. Historical value, man. Every time you look down, you're like, man, that's crazy, man. The dude did that. And it's like, what can I do? And this thing has push pins in it, so it's easy to actually do. Now, I will say, I don't want to take for granted that, because I've been around watches so long, to where I actually have the tools right now to size this, put it on, and wear it for the rest of the day. But what I will say is, if you don't know how to size a watch, YouTube University, baby. YouTube University. And you good to go. You can buy the tools off of Amazon and you call it a day. And I'm gonna tell you this too, what I think is really dope, that black box. When I hear black box, I think about the aircraft. You know what I'm saying? Like a plane crash, the black box holds all the information. So that Seiko 5 holds the historical value of this brand. And man, I don't know, man. This is sometimes I think it's super dope, and I think we take this for granted, man. Just watches in general. Man, it's such a love story. It's such a beautiful thing, watches. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. There's a note down here. For customers outside Japan, due to the unique construction of this watch, repairs may take longer than usual. If a repair is necessary, please contact the appointed Seiko dealer from whom the watch was purchased or any member of the Seiko Worldwide Service Network. Something you need to know. I didn't know that was in there to just now. It's down in the bottom of the box. So just know that. I would love to see you guys. What watches do you think are, as far as history? Because I don't know. It's a lot. Man, I'm learning, y'all. I'm learning so much, man. Please drop a comment down below if you know there's a watch that I should be focusing on or looking at. Not saying I'm going to buy it, but I would definitely research it. Oh, wait. Hold up. All right. The watch guy. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Duco, the real action hero, came with the super chat. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, that's what you get today, man. Duco, that's another figure, man. He's another part of the Watch Hangout. And that's another community that I belong to, and I'm proud to say that I belong to. And I listen to the conversations, and we get to talk, and I love listening to Jen, because, like, it's funny, real quick, before I get off. When I come on now, I used to say, "Good evening, gentlemen," right? But then you got Jen G, which is female, in there, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Jen." Hey, she's like, "It's cool," you know what I'm saying? No big deal. I ain't tripping on that. And I'm like, so, I just come in there with what's happening, watch people, because we are watch people, even those that are coming new to the game. I love to hear everybody's stories. I love to, and the shameless plug, man, Blake go to my community tab. That's all I'm gonna tell you this. Go to my community tab and look at this story. Dude, Blake has a podcast that I'm telling you right now. There's so many different podcasts out there, man. But like anybody that knows Super Niche and all these, there's so many different figures, man. The Rich Chick, he's talked to some prominent figures in the watch community, and the view count, bro, is crazy low. I'm like, it's like the best kept secret, man. You know what I'm saying? And I know these people have been interviewed on other platforms and stuff like that, but Blake be asking some hard questions, man. Like, I'm like, yo, and yo, we talk through the message. He was like, "I'd love to have you on." I'm like, "Okay, cool. That's cool. I'm excited to jump on there." But then I'm thinking, like, man, he got some crazy questions, bro. So, like, I feel like I gotta work out. You know what I'm saying? I gotta hit the gym just to get ready for that. You know what I'm saying? MG in the building. I see that. What's going on? Oh, for those that just came in. Oh yeah. Tag Heuer was spotted in the Ford versus Ferrari. What watch? Okay, that new F1 movie, which I haven't seen that one yet, which I will go and see. That watch actually, what was it? The IWC Ingenieur, that is in there, or a new rendition of it, or a modified rendition of it, because I think Brad Pitt had his special made. So, like, these watches carry some weight, man, carry heat. And for those that just missed it, if you've seen the thumbnail, this is the watch. But yeah, what I think of this watch off top, I can't, given its nature and stuff like that, if we're just gonna go specs, which I really don't want to just, spec-wise, yeah, I'll give this thing a 8 out of 10. And let's do that number up there, man, because I really don't have anything bad to say about it. I love the nostalgia of it. I love the fact that Seiko kept it in the original form. I do like the font. I know some people didn't like it. Some people were talking about changing the bracelet out. I like all the factors of this watch and what it represents, because, and I like this one down. I like the black one better though. The black one, the one that he actually wore. I like the black one better. So I would give the black one 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, A plus, 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 plus. I think it's a phenomenal watch. I think it's super dope. It fits, like, for somebody that's not a watch person, I think this is the perfect watch. For somebody that's a watch person, that's into history and horology, this is a great watch because that just shows that, hey, if you talk to Mr. Horology today, like, look what a man accomplished wearing something that tells a story about you. Can't get no better than that, man. Use your imagination, bro. Let's come on. Oh, Felix the Great is in the building. He went back. Thank you for changing your name, sir. Thoughts on the Seiko GMT Blueberry? I am buying it. We'll buy it and enjoy it. What I think about it, I think it's gonna look good on your wrist. I really do. I really do. I think, bro, because you buying it. It got your attention. I likes it. I likes it a lot. Felix the Great is back. He said Felix the Great is back. He said, Tony, I am here. Boy. Well, who was that, man? What was that? Don't fear. I am here. What was that? Hero Academia? All Might. Yeah, that's, you came in like All Might. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's anime. It's pretty dope. Quirks and all that stuff, man. All right, y'all. I'm gonna have to end it right here. You good? You never late. You on time. Blake has good interviews, man. Bro, Duco, man. Boy, y'all need to check that out, man. I'm gonna say this with horology. Matter of fact, you can't take horology off the table because that's what brought us to the table. But supporting like real content. And I mean real content. I'm not talking about that fluff. I'm not talking about the drama, because you know how many people are doing the drama. For those that are doing drama content, you are picking at somebody else, right? You're looking at what they're doing wrong, according to you. You're looking at who you like and who you don't like, and you're exploiting them, and you say you're doing God's work. Where are you going with that? What's your end game? What are we doing? I'm just curious because if I'm viewing you, because like some of the people that are doing this drama content are actually pretty dope. I think the way the delivery is, the way they like their film style is, their knowledge, super dope. I just like, okay, how much drama do we need, man? We already got Atlanta Housewives. You got, I mean, bro, you want drama? Go watch a Tyler Perry flick. If you just like that mindless, senseless, never-ending drama, and that's what you like, that's your dopamine hit, go watch Tyler Perry and just indulge, just suck it all in, take it in, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I gotta get out of here, bro. Trap, there's no need to fear. Underdog is here, bro. Wow, boy. How old was you when you... I'm going to leave you alone, Jake. I called you Jake. I'm going to leave you alone. What's your name again? Jay Jones? I'm going to leave you alone, bro. But everybody in here should know who Underdog is, man. Y'all should be old enough to know that. But, for the people overseas, you may not know who Underdog is because you may not have received that publication. You may never see those episodes. The Underdog was... That's some childhood stuff right there. I loved Underdog. Yeah, that was super dope. Okay, hey, gotta go. I gotta go. Holla, be blessed, all that good stuff. Sorry, I'm out. See y'all.